All right, number 12. In the xy plane, the graph of function f has x-intercept at -3, -1, and 1. Which line could define f? Okay, so they told us the x-intercepts of the function is -3, -1, and 1. Okay, so we have 3 x-intercept. So that's like where the graph touches the x-axis, right? So we have a point at -3, 1 and -1, and then 1 and +1. So that's the x-intercept. Okay, we don't know anything else about the function. We just know these are the x-intercept. So the concept for this question is that if we know the x-intercept, we can actually write out the factors of the function. Okay, so the x-intercept, what they represent is the x value that make y equal to 0. So the x-intercept is also called a 0. Okay, and sometimes they call it a root, and sometimes they call it a solution. Okay, so all these are pretty much interchangeable. Okay, what they mean what x value makes the y value equal to 0. Okay, but then if you write these in the factored form, as a factor form, the factor is like in the parentheses. Okay, so what happens is the factor form, the number, when you put in the parentheses, that will be kind of the opposite. Okay, so we had to switch the sign. So if you have -3 as a x-intercept, then the factor form, it should be x plus 3. Okay, so it should be x plus 3. Similarly, we have a -1 as a x-intercept, the factor should be x plus 1. And then we have a 1 as x-intercept, so this is a positive one, so we'll make it a minus. Okay, so the factor form is always going to be opposite because if you had the factor form, you want to solve for x, you had to set each factor equal to 0. And solve for x, it would be x plus 3 equals 0, x equal to -3. You see, when we solve, the sign will be flipped. Okay, so that's why when we put in the factor form, we had to switch the sign as well. Okay, so we know we should have these factors here. Okay, so look at the answer choices, which one has that? Right, have to be C, right? C is the only one that has that. So that should be our final answer for number 12. Okay, so we just want to remember the relationships here. How do we convert if we know x-intercept with 0, roots, or solution? How do we convert into a factor form? Okay, so we will know that C should be our answer.